Darby from rejoiceandcreate.com, and this is the project I have today. When I made my 4.5 by 6.5 inch box that looked like this, I thought how fun, I should make a bigger one that would fit some bigger things in there. And this one was sized for some of the IKEA candles. And it will fit a stack of 3 of the bigger candles, and these are 2¼ inches in diameter. This is 2½ inches from flat side to flat side, and a stack of 3 of them will fit just nicely in there because it's 2½ inches tall. Now I decorated these by taking some washi tape and pulling a coordinating one that will kind of coordinate with it, and I just covered the side with washi tape, and then I just punched a circle, and I punched a 2¼ inch circle, but you could just trace it and cut just inside the circle as well, of the same paper that I used to mat my box with. And then what I did was I just laid this over here, and I just marked where that end of the wick came out, because they're all just a little bit different. So if you feel it right there, and just mark where the end of the wick comes out, and then just use a punch to punch that hole, then you can just go ahead and slide it over the wick and decorate the candle. Now you want to make sure to write on that, remove paper before lighting candle though, because you don't want them lighting it with the paper there, but it makes it look so pretty. And it will fit perfectly inside that box. Now this time I'm going to do a box, and another thing that will fit nicely in there as well are the Yankee Candle Melts. And I got some from Bed Bath & Beyond, and these are they smell wonderful. So I'm going to make another box today to fit these candle melts. Just as another note, they will also fit these old Stampin' Up embellishment plastic containers. So if you want to refill some of those and stack them, or gift somebody some that are filled, they will fit in there as well. So start with a piece of cardstock that is 9.5 by 7 inches, and I'm using always artichoke. I have some left over, and that's a Stampin' Up cardstock because it matched some of the paper from the Paper Studio's Kirby Teasdale Studio collection, which I think is very pretty. When I did my 4.5 by 6.5 inch, I picked this one up as well. And I'm using this pattern today, and I already cut the pieces that I need, because what you'll need is are 6 pieces that are 1¼ inches by 2¼ inches. And with the 4.5 inch paper, you can just cut it in half lengthwise and just cut the ones you need. All right. So let's score this. Because we're making a hexagon box, we need 6 sides, and each one is going to be 1.5 inches wide. So we'll score 1.5 inches, 3 inches, 4.5, 6, 7.5, and 9. Turn it to the side and score it at 2.5 and at 5. Okay, let's turn it right back up again though before we go, because we do have to make some marks for the little triangles, just like we did in the smaller box. And we're making that halfway in those top segments. So they're 1.5 inches wide, so halfway is 3/4 inch. So we'll make this at 3/4 inch, 2¼ inches, 3¾ inches, 3¾ inches, 5¼ inches, 6¾ inch, and 8¼ inches. Okay. All right, let's take this out, but let's hold on to our scoring tool. And with a scoring tool and the ruler, what we're going to do is we're going to mark that top mark down to each of the bottom intersecting corners in that same rectangle. So we're going down to this left side, and then we're going down to this right side, and all up to that mark in the middle. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and mark mine all one way first because I find it easier. And I actually will mark a little bit on this one, see if I can make it where it bends easier. All right, and now we'll turn it and mark it the other way. Okay. All right. So now this is our top and this is the bottom, and there's a 1/2 inch score line over here that we don't need. So let's go ahead and cut that one off. Just cut right up the score line and just slightly notch into that side. And this is our glue tab. And now what we'll do is just cut up the rest of those score lines right to the first intersecting score line. Okay, let's fold and burnish our score lines. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to actually pinch these guys. So we want to actually bring this out first, and then we want the pinches out. So pinch that fold line, and then just bend back and forth on that angled score line that we did. Same with this one. And continue doing that all the way across. Okay, now we're also going to punch the holes on this one before we put it together as well because of the cardstock. So go ahead and pinch that close, and about maybe 3/8 of an inch down, I'm going to pop it right near the score line. And we're going to do that all the way across. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and glue it together. Put some strong adhesive on the tab. And bring the other side over and match that up. Now I can see I was a little bit off on that one, so I'm just going to go ahead and repunch that one. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and turn that up and open all the sides of bottoms. And we're actually going to fold them across. And as you can see, the bottoms go all the way across. So this is going to be easier for us to go ahead and glue each one and keep the sides straight. So go ahead and pick one tab and fold it over and secure it to the opposite tab. Now my seam line is right here in front of me, so I want to make sure that one of these top front ones are going to be glued last. Okay, so do the same with this one. Put a little bit there so it'll hold it together. And then glue this one totally. And line those up. And the same with this other one. Put a little glue in the center. So this one will flop over, and then go ahead and glue this one the whole way. Oops, I think I was a little bit too generous right down there. Okay. All right, so go ahead and turn that over and secure everything down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue the sides on now, but might have been a better idea to glue them on before I made my box. But that's okay, it's just as easy this way. Oops. All right, isn't that pretty? All right, so let's squeeze our top down, and that's the way it's going to go together. So let's go ahead and turn the seam towards the back, and somewhere towards the front we're going to start with our ribbon. But let's go ahead and put our melts in. Oh, they smell so nice. One at a time. There we go. Let's just throw them all over the place. Okay, so one at a time. They're all in there now. And I'm going to thread through, and this is some, let's see, 1/8 of an inch, I think. And it's kind of a, I think a very vanilla ribbon actually. I think it's some leftovers that I have. I'm using all the leftover stuff from my stash. Alright, so I'm going to start with this one right here and just push them through all the holes. Thread it through all the holes. Okay, so let's go ahead and snug that down. Take a minute and make sure my ribbon is the same orientation all the way around. And let's go ahead and tie it. And I'm going to go ahead and tie it in a bow. And I don't mind if it's going up or down. Because actually I'm going to pull them both up in a minute anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just cut these off. But I'd like to make the ends just a little bit decorative. And what I did on this other one was I actually punched out a butterfly, 2 butterflies in fact, from cardstock, and backed them, and I glued the end of the ribbon in between them. And I really thought that was pretty because it matched the butterflies that were in the bag. Now this one has leaves and flowers in the bag. So I thought I'd actually use one of these resin flowers that I had left over. Some of the green ones because it seems to match it. But what I'll do is I'll back it onto a little punch of a circle. Okay, so I have a 7/8 inch circle, scallop circle punch, and this is retired Stampin' Up. And I'm punching 2 of those out. And then I'm just going to glue them onto the ends of my ribbon, and I'm going to sandwich the ribbon between the scallop circle and the flower. Make sure I get all that big glued up. Oops, not quite circled, centered on that one. Center that, okay. So I think that's very sweet, and it makes a really nice present whether you do the candles that are decorated to match the box. And I don't know if I mentioned, these are from IKEA. They are 3/4 of an inch tall, as well as 2 1/4 inches wide in diameter. So you could do it with either the candles, or you could do it with the wax melts from the Yankee Candle, which make very pretty gifts. So if you like the video, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can see more videos as I post them. For more information, please visit rejoiceandcreate.com. And as always, until we meet again, I hope your days are blessed. Bye!